Alright, part 2. Chapter 2. I finally had that fat motherfucker and I was not letting him go. Everyone thought I was talking about pudding. It was much deeper than that, hoe. It was about corn. Corn had been my enemy since back in the day and he didn't even know it. It was all because Lando was mine. I had met Lando when he was in college hustling on the streets. Lando got kicked out of school at the time and he was staying with Corn. At the time, I wasn't a pimp. I was just hustling a little bit on the streets. I was molested at a young age because my mother was never home. She was with her male friends that would come home and have their way with me. At the age of 12, my innocence was taken away from me. Lando was the first man I willingly gave my body to. He was the first man I wanted to have sex with. I was torn with my sexuality and I started to hate women. I didn't use these women because I thought they were beautiful. I tormented them because they were trash. I hated them bitches for having a pussy and I didn't. I hated these hoes and I treated them as such. I killed Lando that day because I was tired of his bullshit, plain and simple. When I saw what he did with Corn, I flipped. I knew he was behind the bullshit at the house too with Leonard Posey bullshit. He had been using the aliases for years now. I felt like he was trying to sabotage everything that I had for that faggot Corn. I'm gonna edit that part out. He was trying to sabotage me. He was trying to sabotage for him. That meant that he loved him more than he loved me. It angered me to know that the man that I loved was in love with someone else. Yes, I had a good game. Yes, I was good with women and manipulating them, but when it came down to men, Orlando in particular, I was weak. He was my everything, but I wanted Corn's fat ass for some reason. I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked good for a guy my age. I was damn near 50 and I still had a baby face with smooth brown skin. Lando had fucked me over and told me he wanted Corn years ago. But he was down. He came around and my dumb ass would let him in. It hurt every time I allowed him because when I called Corn, he would leave me. I was willing to give up everything. And I saw that he wanted Corn, so I accepted it. Yes, I was still with him because I loved him. But it was never the same. I shook Tracy awake as she slept next to me. She was gorgeous and I hated that about her. She stretched and opened her eyes. Hey, Avery, baby. She's still groggy. I ignored her show of affection. Bitch, get up. You got dates to go on. I thought you said I was off today. Yeah, I told her, but I didn't feel like being bothered with her today. Get your ass up before I drag you off this bed. She hopped out without another word. I heard the water running. I got up and made my way down to the hallway. My home was about 8 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and the 4 of us lived in that house. Tracy got the privilege of sleeping with me every night because I didn't want the bitch. I wanted to degrade her and treat her like nothing because I didn't want her. I barged straight into Keisha's room. She was leaning over the vanity sniffing dope. I let her go ahead and sniff the poison. I knew she needed it. The hell, I needed it too. She sniffed it all up, and I knew she was feeling good as hell. I was about to fuck that up. Girl, is you going to get up and get this money? I yelled. She was already in a good nod, yes. Her full, thick lips responded. Keisha was beautifully tan black girl. Her full lips matched her almond eyes, and with the right hairstyle, she looked exotic. She was blessed with natural full lips and titties to match. She irritated me with her beautiful lips that she squared at me. I rushed to the vanity and I muffed her head. Her head hit the mirror, but it didn't crack. Girl, I know damn well that ain't got you that high. She jumped up and getting ready. I looked up around the room and I smiled on the inside. I loved making these bitches jump. I left out the room and I went all the way to the other end of the house where Catherine was at. I liked Catherine more than I liked the other hoes because she was an ugly girl. Keisha and Tracy were gorgeous. Catherine was a white girl that needed makeup. She could get her face fixed up, but I knocked her on the door. I liked how she knew it was me and told me to have my way in. I opened the door. She was getting dressed in a little red dress and some white heels. She had her hair pinned up. You ready for the dates? Yes, sir, she answered. I smiled. The bitch was ready. I walked over to her and handed her the white powder. She took it in her hands, and I could see the tears in her eyes. Catherine didn't like to get high, but I made her. I wanted her to belong to me. Take it, I demanded. Okay, she said quietly. I exited the room and I made my way downstairs. Layla was downstairs making breakfast. It smelled wonderful. I picked up an apple off the table and bit into it. I sat down at the eight chair table. Layla, put this plate in front of me. Layla was a beautiful African girl. She had very dark skin and she looked like she spread melted butter on it. It was smooth. Her kinky hair even looked good on her. She was blessed with a perfectly round face and little cute lips. Her body was beautiful, and that was the reason she had cigarette burns across her body. I looked at her curves, the imprint of her abs. She was flawless, even with the scars. She walked around the kitchen with the apron on. I hated the way she was beautiful. I hated the way she sashayed around the kitchen without even trying. Her fat ass jiggled. I picked up the bacon off my plate and threw it as she walked past. Get up out of my face. She quietly walked out of the kitchen. I ate my food in silence. One by one, Keisha, Tracy, and Catherine left to go on dates. The security came to get them. I was drinking my orange juice when my butler Dan came in. He looked real good. He made his way over to me. Dan was a fine young guy that I hired about 3 months ago. He was light with brown bedroom eyes. He kept his hair trimmed on his face, his head, and his balls. He had to be about 200 pounds in weight. He was just my type. Boss man, what's the move? He asked. Well, nothing really, I told him. He unbuttoned his pants and he stood in front of me. You ready to get to business? He asked. We just gonna skip that little part right there. That's a little too much for me. Lando was my first. He turned me out. But the show didn't stop just because he was in love with someone else. We just gonna skip that part too. I made my way to the office, called my nephew Magic. He called himself transferring his jobs. Or whatever the fuck he did. It felt like he didn't work for me anymore. I let everyone think I made him transfer, but Magic did that shit himself. Hello, I said into the phone. What up, Unc? Magic replied to me. Oh, so what now? I'm your uncle? Come on, Unc. Who you been on that bullshit with? So I can pull your card. I nodded my head, although he couldn't see me. How have things been for you? Good. Me and my girl is good. I'm taking care of business. Where are you? I asked him. Some fucking where. What do you want? He got hostile. He was pissing me off. So you treat me like this after all this? I've raised you. Raised me? Man, what the fuck? Get out of here. What do you want? I want you to stop playing with me and get back to work, I demanded. Oh, you want me to be the dirty cop again, huh? You want me to cover all that bullshit you be doing? Nah, no thanks. Magic boy, I got through the academy. I made you. I yelled as I pissed off and all I could see was red. F you. I am tired of you talking about what the F you did for me. You forgot who the fuck I am? You forgot who the fuck I know? He yelled into the phone. I was going to respond, but he hung up. I hit the desk. I was mad as hell. I could not believe I let this fucker turn on Magic. He knew too much, and I had to do something to him real quick. He was talking about snitching, and that was a death wish. I didn't give a if that was my nephew. He was trying to bring my organization down. I dialed my business partner, Tyree. Hello? I think Magic is trying to snitch, I told him into the phone. What you mean, Tyree questioned. He called threatening me. I laughed. I had to make sure Tyree was on my side. Fuck, man, that was your nephew. What the fuck, you don't have control over the little nigga? Shit, he's a grown-ass man now. I know, I'm gonna handle it. Okay, handle it, Tyree. We could be all taken down. Fuck. I know, I will handle it. I hung up the phone and I felt satisfied I was going to get Magic under control. He thought he was going to threaten me and I was going to let him. He had the wrong one. I went to the desk and I grabbed the white powder. My nose was anticipating a feeling. I sniffed. Okay. I leaned my head back and allowed the white substance to take control out of my mind and my body. That's just what I needed. I felt at ease and everything would be fine. Everything would be okay. Fuck Magic, he thought. He was going to snitch on the boy and he had another thing coming. Chapter 3. This is getting juicy. I felt like going back to the house and beating Rashawn and Pudding's ass. They got married and on top of that, she was pregnant? Man, what the fuck? It was too much. I had to deal with too much. They just did not understand this lifestyle. They had not seen enough. True enough, Rashawn was my cousin, but that was still my dad's side of the family. My dad